Right. Welcome. Thank you for being here on this rainy day. Thank you for carving some space out of your day for yourself to move and to breathe and to breathe and to move again and repeat that whole process. If you do nothing else today, but what you're doing right now, you have practiced yoga. I get the pleasure of guiding your practice today, but please modify as you see fit. You can progress moves or regress them. Honor how you're feeling on your mat at this time. Beginning with some pranayama. We'll begin with square breathing today. Breathing in for 4 counts. Holding the breath for 4. And then sighing it out for 4 counts. Breathing in for 1 and 2 and 3 and hold. And sigh it out for 1 and 2 and 3 and empty. Again for 1 and 2 and 3 and hold. And sigh it out for 1 and 2 and 3 and empty. Last time, perhaps make it this your fullest, biggest breath today. For 1 and 2 and 3 and hold. And sigh it out for 1 and 2 and 3 and empty. On your next breath, extend your legs long on the mat, draw your arms by your ears and take a big full body stretch. So you're reaching, tickling the bikes at one end and your toes touching the other. And sigh it out, let it all go heavy into the mat. One more time, big breath in, fill right up. Can you make yourself a little taller this time? And sigh it out, beautiful. On your next breath, draw your knees to your chest, wrap your hands around your shins. Rock, sway, you can keep the knees wide or close together. Do what feels good in your low back. Planting the feet back on the mat. Plant the feet on the mat. Beautiful. Right arm by your ear. Gently roll to your right side body and stay for 2 big breaths. You may continue in through the nose and out through the mouth. Or to build heat in the body, internal, you might consider Ujjayi breathing. In through the nose, constricting the back of the throat a bit, it's kind of raspy, and breathing out through the nose. Pushing into your left hand, gently come around, set yourself up at the back of your mat for child's pose. So no vanity here, let the belly be really soft. wide knees. Let's just walk our hands long on the mat, maybe stacking our third eye on the backs of our hands. Staying for a breath. On your next breath, slide your arms towards the short edge of your mat, towards me. Fire up your triceps, so elbows away from the mat. And gently draw yourself into tabletop. Hands spread on the mat, knees under the hips, long from your tailbone to your crown. Let's wave through the spine with some cat-cows, shifting a little bit forward as we inhale and lift up. Exhale, doming through the spine, pushing away the mat. Doing that again, shifting forward, belly soft, lifting the chest, maybe drawing your heart between your hands. And exhale. Last time, pulling gently through, lifting up. Shoulders are down and back away from the ears. And exhale, dome. Oh, let it all go. Coming back to a neutral spine. Tuck the toes under. Let's lift the knees off the mat for 3 breaths, just staying in that tabletop position. For 3 and 2. And gently pushing up, setting up perhaps for your first down dog of the day. If you've been sitting a lot today or stuck inside, walk the dog, pedal the feet. The dog might have been stuck inside too, like mine today. Shake the head no, nod it yes. Take up a lot of space with the hands, really wide fingers. You might even lift the toes off the mat, spread them, and then place them back down. On your next breath, look ahead of you on the mat, walk, step, tiptoe closer to the top. Very generous bend in the knees, maybe dangle the arms or reach for opposite elbows and sway. Keep the head, neck very soft. Do what feels right here, maybe opening the jaw. On your next breath, slide your hands to your shins or thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Soften, forward fold, and exhale. Sounds good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ouch, sorry. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time on your next inhale, push your feet, rising all the way up, hands coming way above the heart. Palm to palm, hands coming through heart center as you exhale. Mountain. Big toes can touch or be gently, feet can be apart. Pulling up on your quads, take a big inhale, release the arms to the sky, index fingers pointing up, lifting long through the side body. Exhale, tip to one side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Rising back up through the middle, soften the knees, maybe change the grip to the non-dominant grip, lift up again. And exhale over to the other side, pushing firmly into the feet, engaging those quads. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Rising all the way back up. We're just going to bring our hands back to our sides for mountain. We're going to do 3 sun Bs, so sun salutation. Big inhale up. Exhale, swan dive, or through the middle, come forward your way. Inhale, halfway lift, step back, right, left to high plank and pause. From knees or toes, chaturanga towards the ground. Coming through cobra, or if you feel ready, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog and pause. Planting the right foot, the left leg high to the sky. Gently step that foot between the hands. Set up your foundation for high lunge. Take a big breath and rise all the way up. Very nice. Lifting that back heel, lunging into that left knee. One breath. Folding forward. Step back to high plank and pause for a breath. Chaturanga can always be from your knees or your toes. Lower slowly towards the ground. Pushing through cobra or up dog. Honor how you feel. Exhale, downward facing dog and pause. Left foot plants, right leg lifts high, 3-legged dog. Gently stepping through, set your strong foundation first. Arms go forward and up into high lunge. Beautiful. Lift that back heel. Palms come down, frame the front foot. Step back to high plank. Pause. And now chaturanga your way. Knees or toes. Lower slowly with an exhale. Inhale, cobra or dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, and pause. Look ahead of you on the mat, walk, step, find yourself back in that soft forward fold. Hands to thighs or shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, push into the feet, rise all the way back up to the top as we just did, pressing palm to palm. Exhale, back down to mountain. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in. You can go through the middle or swan dive as you forward fold. Exhale. Halfway lift. Step back, left, right. Pause in high plank. Knees or toes. Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or push through to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog and pause. Pushing into the left foot this time, right leg high to the sky. Step that right foot through. Foundation forward and up for that high lunge. So nice to stand on train tracks rather than on a tightrope. Widen that stance, beautiful. And release the hands to the ground. Step back to high plank. Pause. Chaturanga, elbows back, tight to the body. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. Pushing into the right foot, left leg high. Three-legged dog. You know where we're going. Step the foot through. Foundation, arms forward and up. So nicely done. Big breath. Hands coming down to frame the foot. Step back to high plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog and pause. On your next breath, walk, step, tiptoe, surprise, surprise, soft fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, shoulders slide down the upper back. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, rise all the way back up. Palm to palm. Exhale, mountain. Beautiful. Big toes can touch or be slightly apart, sitting back into chair. Lightning bolt arms or arms straight ahead, whatever works for you. Sitting weight into your heels. It's gorgeous. Soften those shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. A lot of planks today. Step back to plank, left, right, or right, left. It doesn't matter. Hold. Knees or toes. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward dog. We're going to add on to our sun bee we were just doing. Planting the right foot, left leg comes high. Bring that leg through, set up for high lunge. Breath as you rise. Opening up into warrior two with the left foot forward, beg your pardon. Left foot forward. So nice lunge, your left heel is intersecting your right arch. Shoulders are soft. Oh, we look just like an ad, don't we? How pretty. On your next breath, let's exalt our warrior. Reaching, dance it back. And then back to warrior two without losing that lunge. Two more, dancing it back, opening up the front side of the body. And then coming back. Beautiful. And the last one, dance it back. Coming back to warrior two, flip your left hand. Follow that hand forward, forward, forward until you hinge into modified triangle. Pushing your forearm into your thigh to open up that hip. Gaze maybe up at the left hand. Your guys' right hand. Right hand. Just teasing. One more breath. So this is a big twist with encouraging that left arm into your thigh. And coming back up, we're going to turn all 10 toes to the side. Place our hands on our hips. Some people may want to shorten their stance and turn their toes in maybe a little bit. With a very long spine, exhale, forward fold. And gently placing the hands maybe on the mat. Always can have a bend in the knee. Sway side to side. Do what feels right to you. Maybe open the jaw or flutter the lips. With a straight spine, so I want you to lift the head a little bit. Walk your hand towards your back foot. Walk towards the foot furthest away from me, so your right foot, and then open to the side. Trying to keep a long spine in that position, keeping weight in the toes. And one more breath. And then walking through the middle, other side. Opening up, beautiful. So you're keeping a long spine again, so rather than a rounded spine, and then you twist from the base of that spine. And coming back to center, stay for a breath. Hands come back to hips with a long spine still. Inhale all the way up to stand. Beautiful. Turning your left toes to the top of your mat. Let's find warrior two for a moment. Your left, there you go. I can't believe that's a real rookie move. On your next breath, we're going to cartwheel our arms down, planting your right hand on the mat, opening up for a low lunge twist. You can always tap the back knee down, breathing. One more breath. Bringing the hands to frame the foot. Step that left foot back to meet the other foot. Pause in high plank. Knees or toes. Chaturanga. Inhale with cobra or up dog. Lovely work. Exhale. Downward facing dog and pause. Pushing into the left foot, the right leg comes high. Step it through for that high lunge. Arms forward and up. One breath, encouraging that left hip forward, right hip back. Lifting that back heel. There you go. And then we open up into warrior two. May need to widen your stance. Gazing over your right hand. Other way, Kim Hun. There you go. You're fine. On your next breath, we dance it back 3 times. Exalt, keeping that beautiful lunge, opening up the front side of the body. And then coming back to warrior two. Lovely. 2 more times. Dance that warrior back. And then coming back. And our last time, maybe our biggest breath, maybe our deepest lunge. And then coming back. This time, flip that right palm, follow it forward until you have to hinge to the side. Peeling your left arm to the ceiling, right arm encouraging a twist by gently pushing into that front thigh. For 3 breaths. And 2. And 1. On your next breath, coming up to warrior two, turning all 10 toes to the other side of the mat, maybe shortening your stance, up to you. Interlace your hands at your low back, pulling gently down. And on a next exhale, flat back fold forward. If this feels good in your shoulders, let gravity be your friend, let the arms go. If it doesn't, you can put the hands anywhere. This would be a time to do a headstand. If inversion's your thing. Beautiful. I'm going to release those hands to the middle of the mat. Turn the toes gently out. I'm going to just do a few lunges side to side. So we're going to lunge into one leg. It doesn't matter which one. With an inhale. And then exhale and lunge to the other side. If you really want to deepen it, you can always flex the opposite ankle. Ankle. Yes. And switch. I want you to match this movement to your breath. Don't go by my pacing. Find what works for you. Maybe you want to linger on one side. Opening up the hips. Lovely. When you land with your right foot lunging into the right foot, turn all 10 toes to the top of the mat. Plant the left hand down, and there's your twist. There you go, and you can always tap the back knee down, guys. Up to you. Releasing the hand to the mat, press through the hands, step back. Chaturanga from knees or toes. Nice breathing there. Inhale up. Exhale back. Downward facing dog and pause. Let's soften our knees for a minute to the mat. Give ourselves a quick Balasana, child's pose. You can stack your forehead on your hands or ground your third eye on the mat. All you need to do is breathe. One more cycle of breath. Gently pushing the hands into the mat, peeling the chest away. We've got going into tabletop and then tucking the toes under. Downward dog, pause. Softening the knees, push gently through the hands, walk your hands towards your feet. We're going to take our peace fingers, wrap them around our toes and our thumbs. So thumb and the first two fingers, gently pulling up on the toes. If that doesn't feel like enough for you, you can always do gorilla by placing your hands underneath. Little hand massage. On your exhale, you pull gently up on the toes and lengthen through the hamstrings. Let the neck and head be very heavy. Soften, bending the knees. Exhale. So your elbows are pulling out, pulling up gently on the toes. And last time, softening, maybe a deep squat this time. And then maybe the biggest stretch so far, gently, however, pulling up on the toes and extending through the hamstrings. Release whatever grip you've got. Take your hands, walk them all the way up your thighs, all the way up. Find ourselves in mountain. Nicely done. One balancing posture, then we're going to hit the mat. Hands on hips. Beautiful. Step forward with your right foot, left foot. Oops, don't fall like that. We're setting up for toppling tree. I bet you knew that. Try to keep the hips square, lead with the chest. Exhale as you fold forward. That extended leg, maybe flexing the ankle and taking that left hip down. Hands can stay right there or play with it, heart center or at your side. You've got this. Just breathe. On your next breath, coming back through center, hands can come to your hips, stay right there, or kick out and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Give it a shake. Beautiful work, guys. Same thing, other side. Hands are good on the hips because they level up the hips. Step forward with the other foot. When you feel ready, you know where we're going. Simply hinge forward, maybe flexing that upper ankle. If you were standing on the wall, right hip down. Hands can be anywhere, at the chest, side body. One more breath. Gently coming to stand, hands to hips. Stand, kick that leg out. If you fall like me, it's all good. Kick that leg out. For 3. Oops. 2, you guys make it look easy. And 1, give it a shake. Great work, guys. Now we're close to the top of our mat. We're gonna do a flow, but we're gonna get right on our belly. So your chaturanga, lower yourself ever so slowly to your belly. Big breath in. Through the middle or swan dive, it doesn't matter. Forward fold. Half lift. Step back to plank and pause. Slower than you think you can. Lower all the way to your belly. I'm going to start singing. I love this song. Don't place an ear on your hands or your ear on the mat, whatever feels right. You might find if you turn your toes in, it gives a little space for the low back. One more breath. And we switch, other ear on the mat. If that doesn't feel good in your neck, you can always have the forehead down. You are welcome to stay right here till the end of practice, or you can join me if you like. Bring your forehead to the middle of your mat. Hands can float at the side body, or you can interlace your fingers above your glutes. Pushing into the tops of the feet, heavy pelvis. Peel the chest away from the mat. Look ahead of you on the floor. Locust, you can lift your feet away also, legs away. Beautiful. For 3. Use the breath. 2. And release. Rest an ear on the hands or the mat. Bringing the forehead to the center, pushing through your hands. Push yourself up to tabletop. We're going to move into camel. I always say my least favorite posture. That's why you need it probably the most. Gently engaging through the quads. So you're lifting up the pelvic floor. I'm going to put my hands at my low back to support myself. Draw my elbows together. And on an exhale, hinge back. You can be right here. You can be here. If you have it, if it's available, you can tuck the toes under. Reach a little further back. Huge heart opener. Wonderful breath here in the studio. One more big breath. Coming back up slowly. Sit back into Virasana. Your hands can be down for support or up for acceptance. Tuck the chin in. On your next breath, looking at our time here, pushing into our hands, tabletop, last down dog, and it's only to set us up for pigeon. So if you prefer figure 4, you're welcome to do that on your backs. Otherwise, exhale, down dog. Left foot plants, right leg high to the sky. Bring that right knee behind the wrist. And maybe if you have tight hips like me, you can take a block, tuck it under that right hip. Or a figure 4 is great. As you set up for reclining pigeon, just think of having a long spine rather than rounded. So reach ahead of you. Soften the shoulders. Separate the jaw. One more huge breath, maybe side out of the mouth here. Pressing gently into the forearms, the hands, peel your chest away from the mat. If you used a prop, tuck it away. Beautiful. Tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. I promise it's the last time. You have a choice here. You can rinse that out with the flow or just set up pigeon on the other side. Completely your choice. Lovely. Drawing the left hip back and the right hip forward. And keeping a long spine if you're going into resting pigeon. Stack your forehead on something, a block, bless you. One more breath. Gently pushing into your forearms, your hands. Let's take away the prop. Let's just slip over to our left hip, bring our feet around. I'm going to hug my knees to my chest to my knees. I can stay right here or play with it. For both, all good. Keep the breath going. Or here, your choice. If you get a little earthquake happening, that's a good thing. Gently planting the feet. Grab that imaginary rope. Roll yourself all the way down. If you need some support, like I sometimes do, you can always put your hands behind your back. Setting up for almost our final Shavasana. Not quite, but so close. Those lights out of your eyes. Gently planting the feet on the mat, setting up for bridge. Knees right above heels. Hands can stay on the mat, or you could slide a block beneath your tailbone. Or if you want a bit more active, lift your hips away. Shoulders come together, maybe palms come together, pushing palms into palm. 3 big breaths in bridge. Separate the hands, the shoulders. Gently lower the spine to the mat. Left leg extends long, right comes into your hands. Give it a big hug, maybe a huge exhale. Take that knee, draw it across the opposite hip, keeping the shoulders tacked on the mat. Coming back through center, extend that leg long. Same thing, other side, just give that leg a big hug towards the armpit and maybe an exhale. Whew. When you feel ready, set up that spine twist, draw the knee across the body. Coming back through center, place the soles of the feet together. Let gravity be your friend here and let the knees open gently. And let's let the breath go back to natural, nothing forced. One more breath. I'm going to hug my knees to my chest, almost as we started. This time, rounding up through the spine as if I was trying to kiss my knees. And find your final Shavasana or whatever recovery pose works for you. I'm putting feet at the bottom edges of my mat, tucking shoulder blades under. Take up some space. Thank you so much for showing up, for creating some space for yourself today. Thank you for your energy. Namaste. Thank you to everybody at home also. Have a lovely, peaceful evening.